Burnout isn't just in your head, it's your body's response or your body's way of screaming for help. But the good news, there is a way out. Feeling burned out isn't just about feeling tired, it's a full body response to chronic stress, and it can have a significant impact on your mind and health. But here's the thing, recovery doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. Today I will be breaking down the simple steps that you can start taking right away that will help you start healing and regain balance in your life. Whether it's juggling work, family, or it's just that constant pressure to do it all perfectly, so many of us are running on empty. Feeling burned out is more common than you may think, and if you felt that way, know that you're not alone. I've been there myself, pushing through exhaustion, especially when I was still in uni, wondering what's wrong with me because I was just constantly tired. And what I learned completely changed how I approach stress and my overall health, and I cannot wait to share those insights with you today. Let's start by defining what feeling burned out means. It's more than just being tired, it's a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by, well, prolonged stress, by chronic stress. You might feel like no matter how much you sleep, how much you rest, you're still tired, you're still exhausted. And please note, in this episode, we're discussing the common experience of feeling burned out, like burnout from the daily stress and overwhelm. If you're experiencing burnout with symptoms of depression, severe anxiety, or other mental health problems, please know that it's okay to seek professional help from a therapist or any other qualified healthcare provider, because they can help you with personalized support and strategies for recovery, no matter in what way you struggle. So what we talk about today is the more common way of feeling burned out, feeling completely drained. Your mental health matters, and asking for help is a sign of strength. Never forget that. So for what we are talking here today, common signs of burnout include chronic fatigue, difficulty concentrating, that constant brain fog, and easy irritability, being upset quite fast, and even physical symptoms like headaches or digestive issues. And here's the thing, such burnout doesn't happen overnight. It's often the result of ignoring stressors over time, of constantly running on high alert, not handling your stress in healthy ways. And maybe you've been pushing through demanding work schedules, managing family responsibilities, or dealing with emotional pressures, trouble in your relationship, or whatever it is, but without giving yourself a chance to rest and recharge, to properly process everything and recover from that. And yeah, often it is easier said than done in our fast-paced world, and that's why so many of us struggle with that. One of the sneakiest parts of burnout is how it impacts your health. Chronic stress can disrupt your gut health, it can lead to bloating, fatigue, brain fog, it can disrupt your hormonal balances. It can do a lot of damage, leaving you feeling even more overwhelmed and unmotivated and fatigued. Now, before we talk about recovery, it's important to recognize the signs of burnout in your daily life. So take a moment to reflect. Are you waking up tired even after a good night's rest, after a full night's sleep? Do you feel emotionally detached or unmotivated all the time? Like, what's even the point? You have your goals, but you just cannot motivate yourself to go after them. Or are you relying on caffeine or sugar to get through the day? If any of those resonate, it's probably time to hit that pause button. It's time to pause and give yourself permission to truly acknowledge how you're feeling, because those feelings of burnout thrive in silence and denial. The more we deny ourselves, the longer the process goes and the more burnt out we end up feeling. So they thrive in that silence or denial that we more often than not act in. But the good thing here is awareness is the first step in healing, no matter what. Being aware of what's happening and acknowledging it, that it's happening. Now let's get into the steps to recover and rebuild balance in your life. Healing from such burnout is not about doing more. It's about creating space to rest, allowing yourself to rest, creating space for nourishment, self-compassion. And for this, I want to share with you 5 key steps you can take to start healing today. First of all, we touched on it a little bit already, but it's super important to acknowledge and accept your burnout, that you're feeling that way. There's no shame in that. And it really starts with acceptance and awareness. And that's why this first step is to let go of guilt or shame. Feeling burned out is not a personal failure. It's a sign that your body just needs care, that you need more rest. And yeah, we're living in a fast-paced world where self-care is often placed on the back seats, where it isn't a priority, where we just have to hustle, hustle, and go, go, go. So it's quite common to end up feeling that way. Take a moment to validate your experience and remind yourself that recovery is possible. And then obviously, next up, given the cause of burnout, it is an absolute non-negotiable to prioritize rest and recovery. This doesn't mean getting more sleep, although this is of course important. It's about building restful moments into your daily life, like taking short breaks, saying no to extra responsibilities, or simply giving yourself permission to do nothing. One of my favorite tips I want to share with you is to schedule in rest, same way you would schedule in a meeting or any other important to do, because rest is just as important, as you hopefully learned by now, because by not taking the rest, we are in this situation right now. And by scheduling it in, I hope you'll find it easier to prioritize it. And then it's also important to nourish your body with gentle nutrition, because when you're burned out, your body needs extra care because it's under constant stress, and that stress has a big impact on your health. It impacts your gut health, your hormone, and all of that we just quickly discussed already. Also, I went much deeper into the impact of stress in a previous episode, so I will be sure to link it down below, or you can check it out here. It's, stress is a big problem in our world, and the reason why you feel the way you feel if you're feeling burned out. And by focusing on eating whole, nutrient-dense food, we can support that gut health, we can support that hormone health, we can support our body's recovery, which is super, super important. So think of warm, soothing meals like soups, stews, plenty of colorful veggies like roasted veggies, salads. Like I also, again, recorded previous episodes on supporting your hormone and gut health when it comes to nutrition. So again, this is also linked down below because it is super important. Nutrition is, together with stress, is what causes many issues with our health, and focusing on managing our stress and nourishing our body the right way can do wonders for you. It seems so simple, but it's the foundation, and we often seek like those, those magical supplements and cures and whatnot, those powders for debloating, and I don't know what we all see on social media. But in the end, it comes down to the foundation of managing your stress and focusing on that whole food diet. And of course, when it comes to nourishing your body, don't forget hydration. Even a mild dehydration can worsen fatigue and can worsen brain fog, can make it feel harder for you to feel concentrated. And then obviously, when we talk about managing stress or reducing stress, incorporate stress management techniques. So find simple and small ways to calm your nervous system every day. This might be a 5-minute breathing exercise. This might be a short walk outside, just going onto your balcony, breathing in the fresh air, journaling about what's on your mind. There's many different ways, and it's important to find what works for you. So you can get inspired online, but make sure that in the end you stick to what works for you truly. So I want to share with you one of my favorite practices, which is box breathing. So it's when we inhale for 4 seconds, we hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold again for 4 seconds, and then repeat that maybe 4 or 5 times. But even just one round is better than none, right? It's simple, it's grounding, and it works wonders for stress. So why don't we, since it's so simple to do one round right now together? So because this is something, as you will learn right now, something you can do anytime, anywhere. So let's do it together. Let's breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. And hold for 4 seconds. And you would repeat that, and then you can really feel how, your nervous system is relaxing. And I hope I did 4 seconds, not, when I started thinking of focusing on holding and all, I forgot to count. So important, count in your head or have a timer in front of you. This was like a spontaneous kind of action we did together. So whenever you feel stressed, just try this technique. There's also different techniques if you want to Google different breathwork techniques, ways of breathing that will help calm your nervous system. Because when we are stressed, we often tend to breathe quite shallowly. So it's just simply breathing deep into your belly and out again will also do wonders. And then the last tip or step I want to share with you is to set boundaries and protect your energy. And as simple as it sounds, this might be the hardest step, but it's also probably the most transformative step. Setting boundaries could mean saying no to commitments that drain you, that don't fulfill you, or it could mean delegating tasks or just even turning off notifications in the evening. There's boundaries that are maybe towards your actions or boundaries that you could set towards someone else to protect your space. And this is important because remember, every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, to something that just drains you, that doesn't fulfill you, you're saying yes to your well-being. You're saying yes to yourself feeling good. And yeah, if you're a people pleaser like I used to be or still am, but to a less strong degree, it's normal to feel bad, especially at the beginning when you say no to maybe someone requesting your help or wanting you to do something, but that you actually don't want to do or don't have time to do. It's normal to feel selfish or whatever it is because we are people pleasers. We always want to do good for others. But think about that, when you feel completely drained, when your cup is empty, you're not helping anyone. But when you're feeling at your best, when you're energized, when you're living from a full cup, it will spill over. And the better you feel, the better you can help others after as well. So saying no doesn't mean selfish. It's protecting yourself and helping yourself feel at your best so that then after maybe you can, depending on what it is. If you're feeling burned out, I hope that today's episode reminded you that recovery is possible, reminded you that it is possible to change your state, to feel better and to not constantly feel drained and overwhelmed. It starts with acknowledging your feeling and giving yourself the care that you deserve. Remember, rest is productive, nourishment is healing, and setting boundaries is an act of self-love. I would love to hear how you're prioritizing your recovery. Send me a message or share your thoughts with me over on social media, on Instagram. I will have it linked down below. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care of yourself, be well, and I see you again next week.